Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I am going over the Draftkings and Fanduel Monday Night Football picks. We have a two-game slate, so actually be some more to talk about, and I'm looking forward to the slate just because Sunday did not go well. See how Showdown goes. Need a good Showdown day just because didn't really have success on the other slates. Had Trey Lance on Draftkings and the afternoon slate, but it was probably done before that because just didn't have a lot of guys produce. The running backs, Javonte Williams, Gibson, they didn't do much. I got up to Taylor because with Pittman out, I like to get to at least a couple of Colts. I got to Taylor and Campbell, and they didn't do anything, and the Colts scored 0 points. So just kind of a frustrating day. Not a really good day for cash games. If you guys played some tournaments, there were a lot of guys that went off in some crazy games and some crazy comebacks. Hopefully made some money, but I'm looking forward to this slate, so let's get started. If you guys enjoy the videos, appreciate the like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can check out other links down below in the description. We have a couple of really exciting teams on this two-game set. The Bills offense is on here, the Eagles offense. We saw the Vikings put up some points, and then even have some guys on Tennessee that are cheap that we can look to. The Vegas totals, currently the Bills have the highest total of these four teams, being almost at 29, followed by the Eagles at 27, and the Vikings below that at 24. The Titans are pretty far away from everybody else, so maybe you just want to get to one or two Titans players, if any. At the quarterback position, looking at the two guys that give me the most upside, and those are the two guys that give you mobility with their legs, and that's Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. Tannehill does give you some upside with his legs too, but just don't have as much confidence in him as Hurts and Allen. And 700 more, I'm getting to Josh Allen. He has highest total on the slate. Very easy to stack Josh Allen because he throws the ball a lot, and he throws to a lot of different guys, so you're probably going to find at least one, if not two guys, if you stack him, that are going to get into the end zone, just with how often they score so many points. So Josh Allen is my favorite, followed by Hurts. I'll try to get to those two before I get to Cousins. At running back, Cook is 8K. The Eagles gave up a lot of rushing yards to especially Swift and the Lions offense in week 1. But in years past, Eagles have been kind of pretty good at not giving up a ton of rushing yards, so we'll see how this year goes. I mean, they do have a pretty big front seven with Jordan Davis, who they acquired in the draft, and he only played like 20-something snaps, but he should get more and more as the season goes on, like probably get up to like 25, hopefully, in this one. But it was very difficult for them to run when he was in there. I don't mind Cook. I like him more than Henry, just with the fact that he's going to probably get more opportunities to score touchdowns just with having a higher total. And Henry could get some more passing work, but with Hilliard out, who scored two receiving touchdowns he had in week 1. But I just like getting to Cook if I could pick between the top guys. But I don't mind going with the value guys here like Sanders and Singletary. I like Sanders is cheap, and he's kind of playing with some motivation this year. It's a contract year for him, and he's going to get some opportunities to produce. He had a good game in week number 1. He had some good carries at the end of the game. Finished with just shy of 100 yards, got a touchdown, his first touchdown in quite some time. I don't think he had a touchdown last year, so that was good to see. And then Singletary, he was a lot more productive than Zach Moss was, and then the rookie that they drafted, James Cook, he only got one carry and he fumbled, so we might not see him a lot, at least in the beginning part of the season. Maybe they work with him on that, but Singletary is probably not going to have too much competition. I'm really worried about at the running back position because Zach Moss, he got 6 carries for just 15 yards. He was more involved in the passing game, but Singletary sometimes, like to close out last year, at a lot of games over 15 and 20 fantasy points at $5,300. I love the price tag. Wide receiving core, you got a lot of 3 of the top, like probably 7 or 8 wide receivers in football. Probably have at least 3 of the top like 6 or 5, I would say. But Jefferson is 9K, Diggs and Brown, they're in the 7K range. So you're going to have to make a decision if you wanted to get to all the way up to Jefferson or go down a bit. I personally will try to get to at least 2 out of these top 3 guys, and probably use a flex spot at a wide receiver position as well. Gabe Davis is questionable, but he's looking like he's going to be doubtful for this contest, just the way reports are going. So if he's not able to play, it'll help Diggs, but you're going to be looking at one of the value picks here with like McKenzie and Crowder. If you look at the snap counts for Buffalo in week 1, it was actually Gabe Davis who played the most snaps at wide receiver. He played over 90%, and then the next guy was Stephon Diggs, who played 64, and Then we had McKenzie was the third guy who played 44, and then Crowder played just 31% of snaps, but Crowder would be involved in all three wide receiver sets if Gabe Davis isn't able to play. But I still like McKenzie more at 41 just for 100 more. He got into the end zone, only had 3 targets, but this is his year to play well out of the slot. And if both McKenzie and Crowder are kind of like guys that play well in the slot, so we'll see if they decide to put one on the outside, or they could just give more work to Kumaro, who did get some snaps as well in week 1. But McKenzie has just a value pick. I think I'm going to be looking to get to Justin Jefferson as well if I can. It's pretty scary to fade him on like a short slate like this 2-gamer. It's scary to fade like Diggs or Brown too, but Jefferson, he can absolutely annihilate the slate. And even though you have some other guys on Buffalo that could get into the end zone, like on Minnesota, it's very condensed between Jefferson and Thielen and the running back Dalvin Cook. You don't see too many other guys really involved much offensively. But I like Jefferson, and I'll probably get to A.J. Brown too. I think that Philly game will probably be higher scoring. You got both Minnesota and Philly put up huge numbers in week 1, and could see that happen again today or tomorrow night with the Eagles being at home. So, yeah, I like these 6 to get us started. We got a couple of, Buffalo's probably my favorite team to stack, followed by Philly, and I wanted to get to at least 1 or 2 Vikings. Some other value that we have is Tennessee wide receiving core, super cheap. Burks didn't play that many snaps in week 1, but he was still pretty productive. 3 catches, 55 yards. He'll probably get more work as you'd expect as the season goes on. The other rookie, Phillips, he was also involved, and he had the best game out of the wide receivers. He was a 5th-round pick, but he's questionable if he misses. It'll just help Burks, and it'll help Robert Woods, who kind of struggled in week 1, only got 2 targets for 1 grab. And Westbrook kind of also played some snaps, but more confidence in like Burks and even Woods. So those 2 are cheap. You have Devontae Smith after getting 0 catches. He did have 4 targets. They'll probably look to get him involved early in this game just after having 0 receptions last week. So he's only 45. If you don't want to get up to like Jefferson, you can look to, or like Brown, you can get up to go with a value pick in Smith. Tight ends, basically pick them between 2 guys that were on the field a lot. In week 1, Goddard played over 90% of snaps, and Dawson Knox played well over 80 as well. So those 2 ones I'll get to. Defense-wise, look at the Eagles at 24, or the Bills be the 2 that I'm looking at the most. So that's pretty much it for the DraftKings. Go through the guys that I'm looking at. Let's go ahead now and look at FanDuel. All right, on FanDuel, quarterback position, once again, Allen and Hurts are my favorite 2 options. And then we got the Cousins and Tannehill at the bottom here. But I'm still looking to get to Josh Allen just with all the upside that he gives you. At running back, pricing is a little bit different. We have Henry as the most expensive running back, followed by Cook, and then it's a closer gap between Cook and Sanders. So I like Cook based on the price tag more than Sanders for $1,200 more on DraftKings. It's a $2,500 difference. So it's a lot bigger story there. But definitely like Cook. And then I like Singletary for the price tag at only 56. Like that looks like a steal. Wide receivers, closer gap between the top 3 as well, but still prefer Jefferson the most, followed by Brown. And then for values, like the Bills, especially if there's no Gabe Davis, you're going to be looking to get to another guy here like McKenzie. We also have Burks is pretty affordable. Smith is only $5,600. Jamison Crowder's $5K, so he would make sense to get to as well. Tight ends, Goddard and Knox, depending on who you have salary for. If you don't have enough, could go down to Knox, but those are the 2 best ones. Not really going to be looking at Irv Smith. Didn't play too much in week 1, and they'll probably look to get him progressed a little bit. It'll progress more as the season goes on, but I don't know if they'll go right back to him a lot in week 2. And then Hooper, I do like him a little bit, but just don't really have too much interest in the Titans offense besides like Burks or get to like a wide receiver from there. And then defense, the Eagles 36, they stick out just as a value if you're not looking to get all the way up to the Bills. But yeah, that's it. Should be a fun 2-gamer. Looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys like for this for Monday night. And stay tuned for Twitter for updates. If there anything changes, I'll post it there. But thanks for watching. Best of luck, and I will see you all next time.